Welcome to Soni Irabor Live. How are you tonight? Well, tonight we're going to discuss things that should affect you and I because of the way the state of the nation is, because the way businesses are done, we don't know whether there is a return on investment as such. So I decided, well, why don't we talk to an expert who manages such an assignment in an effortless manner. I'm talking of Dr. Akintoye Akindele, who is he's very adept at businesses, and he's the chairman of Platform Capital. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Uncle Soni Irabor.
So, I like this, your white beard, new approach. Now tell me, the Nigerian business scenario doesn't appear to be very, very helpful yet. What are we doing? Is this how we should? Because Nigeria is seen as not a good place to do business.
So I will be cautious with that statement because I think for most of us, we don't see Nigeria the same way.
When you say you don't see Nigeria the same way, how do you mean?
And I'll explain.
Okay.
A lot of Nigerians, or a lot of Nigerians watching this TV or watching online, do not realize that there are two sides to Nigeria. If you leave the cities, we have electricity, we have generators when electricity goes bad, where we have the things we take for granted. Okay. And you go into the other parts of Nigeria, where
the reality is.
Where people don't even have basic things. You realize that life is different. I'm attacking your question from a socio-economic point of view. As an economist, as a finance person, I could attack your question and address it from a macro trend, inflation, exchange rate, job employment, and all the indices that we throw around.
But those indices will still affect everybody, won't they?
Well, I have come to realize that they don't, in a way, in different ways. So, at Platform Capital, what we are trying to do is to merge impact with capital. Because you see, right, a lot of people don't realize that if you do not grow the pie, we will cannibalize the pie. If you don't grow the economic base, we will keep having troubles. If you do not bring the people in the villages, the widows, the orphans, the people who are disenfranchised back into the economic activity universe, you can only cut to the bone. I'll give an example. We started 2 years ago to empower widows. Give them grants. We did a research. And our research told, we asked widows how much they needed to get back. And these are people that have been widows for years. They wanted to work. They wanted to work. They were not lazy. They wanted to work. They had families, they had children to feed. Their children could not go to school. They're looking for, all they needed was a leg up, a chance to do something, to grind pepper, to sell sugar, sweet, and milk. So the things that you and I actually don't see every day anymore in our lives, right? That's what he needed. When we asked how much he needed, they said he needed 50,000 naira. It was like a joke to me. I'm like, what do you mean? Can I move fuel the tank? A land in Abuja airport and I go to Abuja city is 25,000 naira. How can that change your life? So we said, you know what, we'll do 100,000 naira. And they didn't believe it first. They didn't believe it. Because they felt that the whole world had left them behind. Matter of fact, a lot of them felt that God had forgotten them. And I'm very spiritual, so that got to me. But anyway, we gave them 100,000 naira, Uncle Soni. And we monitored them since last year. And I will address your question from a structured side. Do you realize that these people have turned $100,000 into business where they're now even hiring people? They're even building houses inside that one. I don't understand. These women are geniuses. First, women are amazing entrepreneurs by nature. They're good managers of money. Women, that is. We all know that. Two, the women that want to work, who have been starved of what they need, that the energy is there, and they're not going beyond their universe. They're grinding pepper, they're selling shoes, they're selling clothes. I mean, you should see the videos. They're thriving. So now,
because the market is there.
The market is huge.
The patronage is there.
It's there, and the demand is there.
The demand is there.
The net, one woman said, when we give her 100,000 naira, she split it into two. She kept 50 for her business, kept 50 to support her family. I said, what do you mean? I said 50 said the business, the time for her family was for her to buy things that she could use to feed her family in the first month. 50 was what she used to start to do business. By the second month, 50 became 100. So the 50 she wanted for her family, she would take 20 aside. Started building. Within a year, she had built no money to buy blocks to build the house.
No kidding.
Not plastered, nothing, blocks.
Yeah.
Then she moved it from sleeping outside into sleeping in the house. She's not doing her door. 100,000 naira.
So in there, she was building and sleeping in there.
And growing. Now, listen to this. One of them approached me 6 months after and said, Doctor, I want to return your money. I said, he said, I've made the money back 2 times over, so I want to return it.
Oh my goodness.
I said, it's a grant. A year after. So, to answer your question, there's a base of Nigeria that contribute at least 50% of Nigeria that are actually doing organic economic activities with little. And that base will keep growing. You keep having more babies. They'll keep growing. That base is not interested in too many things that it affects them. Yes, things are getting more expensive, but they farm their farm. They farm their farm. They don't ask for a lot of things. They are comfortable, and their values are very strong. So are things more expensive there? Yes, they're more expensive there. But people are also buying it, and by working together, they're growing. Now, on the other side, for corporate Nigeria, yes, inflation is at interesting numbers. Yes, the government has done an amazing thing in trying to balance foreign currency value with subsidy. I think depending on who you talk to is right or wrong. I'm not one of those that believe in right or wrong answers. You see, I don't believe events they carry a sign of negative or positive. I think reactions determine what events are. Events happen to everybody, good or bad. It's how you react to it. In this Nigeria that is difficult, a lot of people are making a lot of money. In this Nigeria that is difficult, people are making. So some people are benefiting from the policies, and some are not. So, and that's how life has always been. There will be things but can we say that it is extremely comfortable for Nigerians? No. But why should we be coming to Nigeria? We are going to a growth phase, a recovery phase. We are trying to fix things, put things in order. So as such, we should expect things not to be the way they are. Let me tell you my problem in Nigeria right now.
Okay.
A lot of these so-called analysts and commentators about economic policies, if you ask them what have they done with their own hands, what have they produced, you won't find 2 out of 10 that actually done anything beyond just comment, analyze, or work. Entrepreneurship is not easy. You and I both know that. You've been an entrepreneur several times. You know the pains you've gone through. So trying to even make it work is tough. So if you try to build a business and you failed several times, imagine them trying to build a government.
Let me come in there. Entrepreneurship is not easy. Now, government has a policy. There are people who are clients of the entrepreneurs. There are those who are employees of the entrepreneurs.
Correct.
Then you also have a general, if you like, market for the same entrepreneurs. The idea of government giving policies that's supposed to midwife a situation where things move, to the best of one's ability. How do you manage that?
So I think there are two sides to that coin.
Okay.
Government sets policy based on parameters they see, right? Based on expectations. Government sets policy based on macro, global headwinds, global tailwinds. Africa typically lags events that happen by 9 months to a year globally. It affects us. And it's where our economy is integrated into the system. So government will set policy based on what they see price of crude, quantity of crude, agricultural production.
Isn't that where it's supposed to be? Sorry, I don't mean to, but I have to always interject. Research and documentation.
But you know,
if you don't research, you don't know what the situation is.
You know the lie about research. That's a lie.
No, it's all right.
I'm a professor, all right? So the lie about research is that once you've done it, it is dated.
Okay.
The beauty of research is that it's back-looking. It's done.
We're supposed to aid your plan for the future.
It tells you what happened in the past. It does not necessarily tell you what will happen in the future. Some people say the past repeats itself. No, I say the past rhymes with the future. It may give you a guide into what may happen in the future. It may give you a guide into how people reacted when those things happen. But never tells you. So you do what they call scenario planning. You do what they call law of scenario planning. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if that? So yes, so you take the past research, you scenario plan for the future, and you make your best guess. There is nobody that can tell you they know what's going to happen tomorrow. Only God can. You take a best guess, right? And I think when government does proper review, backward review, and they do forecasting, scenario planning, and everything based on the assumptions they have. Now you have to understand, government also relies on people to give them these assumptions. It comes bottom up.
Okay, I was going to ask, who is responsible for the assumption?
Well, government is not executive alone. You have to understand that governance starts at the bottom. And people always try to think of it as local government. No. Government starts from you and I, sir. A lot of Nigerians like to dissociate themselves from government. No, we are governments. How you manage your household is a country yourself. So
government of the people, for the people, and
by the people. So it's the input. The input system feeds all the way in. Now, yes, if the state government does not listen, that's another issue entirely. But they make their forecast and they make their policies. And listen, good or bad, they've made it. Then, what do we entrepreneurs or analysts do? How do we respond to these things that they've made, right? Those that know how to, some people are going to do, there'll be three types of reaction. Some people say, I'm crying, yay, this government is bad, nothing is going to move, I'm tired, I can't do more, Okay, those ones don't just cry and complain. Some people say, no, this is a chance. Where are we going? How do we pivot? Let's go this direction. Some people say, no, I think they're wrong. I take positions. Life, universe, abhors vacuum. You must do something in either direction. Because if you move in that direction, it will self-correct itself or correct itself anyway. Okay. So, in this same government that we have said that a lot is going wrong, and don't get me right, I can't say I can't say I benefited from this government, or I've not benefited. I've just done what I need to do to stay alive. It's been a tough macro environment for our business in the last 3 years, extremely tough. But we're still standing. We're having frank conversations with our clients. We're having frank conversations with our clients. I mean, we're not in a way. Clients call us, where is our money? But the money is still here. But market, there's no liquidity. How are the business is doing? Business are doing very well. So how do you then pull out money from a growing business to say because I want to give back to her? You kill that business, you kill 1,000 employees, you kill everything they're doing for one person. So people like us have to manage that dance.
At that point, let me take a short break and we'll be right back. This is Soni Irabor Live and I'm with a very, very, I'll tell you what later, after the break.
Emotions are high, people are angry, people are in tears. I notice.
All around me, there are people, many of them trying to salvage whatever they can salvage.
It's Ismaila Mohammed, whom was shot by one of the officers of the Nigerian Army. This is the hole where the bullet penetrated, and that's the second hole.
Right behind me are members of the Nigerian police force to alert the protesters that they've gone past their time.
They came out with reinforcement, basically. All right, at the moment, 2 roll on now. Awenta.
Back. Soni Irabor live with Dr. Akintoye Akindele. And I was looking for a word to use that term, cerebral. Yes. He's one man who is radiantly in charge of his conversation. And this conversation is his. So, right, now, let's look at the fact that when we set up a business, there are challenges. We need to survive the business. And you now came with those in the villages, in the rural areas, who are surprising and defying the force of gravity. Whereas in the urban centers, it's a different scenario.
Yeah.
Based on economic policies. How would you set up a country that is being seen globally as a desperate country? Desperate. Not getting everything right.
So let me put my glasses to have this very frank conversation. I don't buy narratives.
What do you mean by that?
Nigeria is not desperate. I don't buy it.
Okay.
We as Nigerians, we have this very bad habit of underselling ourselves.
Underselling?
We do it a lot. I'm not saying Nigeria is perfect. Believe me, if anybody should complain about Nigeria, I should. I've got my fair share, in the last 3 years. But US is not different. UK is not different. So Nigeria is not desperate. We have challenges, systemic, fundamental. We have real challenges. But see, we like to push that challenge and all that to one part of the ecosystem, government. We are also government too.
True.
I mean, not just to be cliche, when Kennedy said, don't ask what the government can do for you, ask what can you do for government. What are we doing for our government? Beyond your government, what are we doing for our neighbors? How are we our brothers keepers? How many of us drive by a guy that we've known to be an organizer or a woman, and I say, how can I help you? How can I support you? You've been doing this for a while. How can you grow? We don't take particular attention to our ecosystem because we think government must take care of him. Yeah, you're paying your tax or you're doing something. Government cannot see everybody. But you realize that all the great countries in the world that everybody compares Nigeria to was built by people.
Okay.
People build their countries.
But don't forget something. When government charges you for something, when government asks you to pay this or that, or perform this manner or that manner, the same you will have a right to demand certain things of government.
How many of us pay those things that demanded of us in the first place?
Good question.
So you have to understand, Nigeria is one of the lowest tax-paying rate countries in the world.
Oh, Salombo.
It's a fact. It's a fact. There was a number, I mean, I'm not going to be giving you money. If I tell you how many Nigerians pay above a certain amount of money in a year as taxes, you'll be shocked. So first is, let's not beat this issue to death about government taxing or not taxing. So I'm not saying, so for me, first is, I've never been part of a group of people that says one person is right, one person is wrong. I've never been a person that likes to look at what the issue is. How do we move forward? How do we have frank conversations? How do we develop an ecosystem that works for us? When Singapore had to leave Malaysia at all costs in the 60s, they had to look back and look at build what was going to work for them, and build it from bottom up. They built their governance bottom up. When China and Chairman Mao and Co had their revolution, they built their system bottom up. There's a great book by Jared Diamond called Upheaval. Upheaval speaks about countries in the world that have gone through major chaos, catastrophe. Germany after the Second World War, Australia, Chile, Finland, and tells you how they rebuilt their country bottom up. How do we rebuild Nigeria bottom up? Let's just talk, let's with our little knowledge of governance, because I don't know about politics. I stay what I know. I hear we have about 779 local governments.
774.
774. And I know a local government has maybe how many polling stations. And we've had all these national conferences and things forever. And I don't get it. But also, I teach finance, I teach social economics, so I understand a bit of human interaction. I don't know what government budget is, for a fact. I don't know how it's appropriated. I don't know how it's spent. But can we have conversations at one? Polling
You see, you are creating bigger problem by saying you don't know how this does that.
I don't.
We are supposed to know.
Well, let me tell you, you know that
The government is supposed to make us have it.
So let me say this. I don't know because that's my fault. I'm sure this information is online somewhere. You see, the problem is that I'm not blaming government for me not knowing. It's my choice not to know. Okay. People, I'm not blaming. I'm sure Nigeria's governance architecture is online, documented. So if you want to know, you can go and know.
I agree with you.
Because it's not part of my core focus. I don't know. But I have a theory. I'm reading the book of Jared Diamond Upheaval and knowing how macro and micro forces interface. In my mind, and I'm thinking naively or informally so, if we dare say we have 774 House of Rep members, they know their polling units. Every House of Rep, go back to your area you represent. Mm-hmm. Call a town hall meeting of the elders and the youths, by the way, because there is no conversation without youth in the middle.
Absolutely.
Youth, women, elders, and people that live in that, and people that work in that community. Do it. The budget, you can't be the budget. And ask them 3 questions. What is going wrong? Question 1. What can we do about it? Question 2. How would you like the Nigeria of your future to look like for your kids? Question 3 questions. Each House of Rep. And government assigns maybe a firm, an independent firm out of Nigeria to work with them to give a framework where these town hall meetings happen a weekend. When you go a week. So 774 House of Rep members will go to their local across Nigeria, will get 774 data. They will bring it on board to the Senate level. Because the House of Rep now goes under Senate. So each senatorial district then says, in this senatorial district and this House of Rep, what are the commonalities in what we are hearing? Right? There will be some common themes, some common LCM factors. We then aggregate that. We have about maybe among 289 senators, or I don't know what number it is. Then,
okay.
About that. Right? I get my point.
Yes.
So then they come together, then the Senate go, okay. So if this is number 109 senators, 3 times 36. So if this is what is happening in this senatorial district, we then distill this information. Remember, it's independently gathered, led by that of Rep, and notice given to the people ahead, and people see that there is honesty and intention. You know, start to make money in hearing them, and documented. It's even live streamed. Live stream is very simple, so it's authentic. We have to get people to believe it. Live stream it. Bring your phone. Live stream up. We get the data at central level. We then go back to the House of Rep level, compile it together, and then say across Nigeria, what are the common problems? What are the common themes? What are the common faces? Then we then say, okay, we understand our problem. If you cannot know your past, you can't own your future.
If you cannot know your past, you can't own your future.
So, with that, we then have a body of knowledge, data, information that we can then mine and data and then say, okay, how do we attack these issues of unemployment in a structured way, in an informal way? How do you attack issue of insecurity in this way, in that way? And we do this, we come up with a framework. It will not be perfect. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Perfection is enemy of progress. And the enemy of great is good.
So you can make a mistake.
We will make mistakes. We have to make mistakes. We have to make mistakes, it's fine. But we are making a step. The reason that if you don't move, there can be progress. You have to move for there to be progress. We have taken a step to understanding where we are as a nation. Then from that point, we then go to the next level and say, okay, is this accurate or not? We back test it. Then on the back of that, we then recommend. And we start policies. Listen, you test and fail, you iterate. Why did it not work? We go back. Now, after this has been done, this same will now go back and say, okay, we read this. We now go back to Senate, and we'll come back. what if we do ABC for you at the House of Representatives again? How will you guys feel about it? We get their feedback loop into it again. So we've gotten all the way to say, we then come back. By the time...
I'm sorry to sound pessimistic almost. Because the way you're saying it is so smooth and so easy to achieve. Unfortunately, the National Assembly is not doing that. It's not seen to be doing that.
So I cannot speak
for them.
What I don't know for them.
Okay.
I don't believe people will be... listen, I know how Nigerians like to talk about people in offices. The things I hear about myself sometimes, I wonder, I must be a devil, or I must be, I must be something else. So I cannot speak to that, right? What they are doing, what they're not doing. I just give you a framework that that can work. I've given you a book.
I like that you said that can work. Good.
That I think can work, and I think. Who am I? Who do I know?
Yes.
I've given you a book. Now, there's a book. This is not me, by Jared Diamond, a great professor out of California. Has studied 11 nations that had crisis, chaos. Now, he starts by saying a country must first admit it's in chaos.
Right.
Nigerians have not admitted in chaos yet. So when you admit chaos, the first route to progress is that this is in chaos. Then let's define what that chaos is. When we then define what that chaos is, then we then dimension it, then progress. So, from off that book, all other books I've read about how countries change.
Was there political will for Nigerians to even face this kind of reality you're talking about?
Political will is something that who measures it?
Okay.
But we're talking about a country that belongs to all of us.
Yes.
Right?
Somebody has to make the move.
But so again, I have never seen anybody go against the crowd and survive. Right? So let me say this to you clearly. Despite all my challenges in Nigeria, despite all the painful experiences about Nigeria in the last 3 years, there are times when I've decided to say Nigeria is not a place I want to do anything anymore. It's gone. But you know what I'll tell you about Nigeria, and I'll say this on both TV. In the next 5 years, Nigeria and Africa, in the next 10 years, every African will be ruled by somebody that was not born in a colony. Of a slave master.
Yes.
Every African leader. You don't understand the mindset in sociology where people that are born in colonies are now independent. That means somebody gave them their freedom. You were born out of scarcity into excess. You're wired to almost think, save, keep, just in case. Or master, whether you show it or not. That person will be born into a free republic. That person will have been knowledgeable, not necessarily educated. Because I like to separate the education from knowledge.
Yeah.
Some people go to school and have no knowledge. Some people don't go to school and are very knowledgeable. Knowledgeable because of human interaction, some formal education, some informal, some skill. They will know what's happening, that leader. But most likely go to school. That leader will have used and adopted technology in an era where artificial intelligence will have driven a lot of things in the next 10 years. That leader will have had to contend with people, Generation Alpha, who are people born in 2010 and below. Generation Alpha is the future of the world. And contend with them in a way where they are not engaging you on the point of who am I, where your fault have suffered.
So
they don't care about
the generation after the Gen Z,
yes,
right?
So, Generation Alpha is the beauty of the world. That's the world. That's why I'm in love with life. People born after 2010. If you check all your nieces, nephews, 2010, they don't care about your struggles. No. Let me tell you to them. They care about the future. They don't see any foreigner as a threat. It's an opportunity. Have an open mind. They actually care more about the old African history than the recent 400 years of slavery and all this. No. Now, so that president will be governing people who are knowledgeable, who are exposed, who are using technology, where the future of work is hybrid, where, I'll tell you this, one of our portfolio companies is a flying car. A flying car. When I first, I thought it was a movie. I was invited in this company 3 years ago, and they said we're going to build a flying car. People thought I was crazy. Well, the flying car got his license. We'll start flying this year. The flying car will do Lagos to Abuja in less than 2 hours. It's cheaper than a Mercedes-Benz S-Class. Just pause. It's still luxury. It's very, very luxury. I'm not going to Upper Nigeria now. Imagine what that does to cost of travel.
It will crash.
They will have to become more efficient.
Yeah.
Imagine what that does to, and by the way, the flying car is not consuming petrol.
Yeah.
It's lithium battery. So it's also cleaner world.
Cleaner world.
Now, it's not going to be now. So
China is up and doing already.
Already. Dubai started now. Remember you and I 30 years ago, we didn't know what drones were. Now drones are everywhere right now. People are using for pictures, taking pictures, drones. Yes, drones. Now, these kids grew up with drones. They use drones to take all sorts of pictures, right?
Right.
They use phones. If you take a two-year-old and your phone, they will not figure out the phone like this instinctive. So you're going to find out in 10 years' time, the Rafa, their cars are flying. They are doing virtual reality to talk to each other. They are really global citizens. That leader of that Nigeria at that time will have a different universe of population to deal with.
Absolutely.
So the conversation that time will be global, will be on equal standard. But we have to build the foundations for it today. Technology still continues to lead, but has struggled because of capital formation. There are a lot of things that we need to do. Climate technology will drive a lot in Nigeria. There's a lot of money coming into climate opportunities, solar, greenhouse gases, converting human waste to money. One of our companies, again, what do we do? We convert human waste to money. So we call it shit money.
Is that the waste to wealth concept?
Waste to wealth concept. It's waste to wealth. It's from human waste. It's from every type of waste to wealth. We are 200 million people going to toilet every day. That's money. They can convert it to charcoal. The technology is there. We have people that do cyborgs. In Nigeria, one of our companies is education technology, EduSchool. What does it do? It just helps parents find schools for their children. If you're a parent and your child is going from primary, secondary school, you know how many schools you have to go and do interview and look and say, are they good? It's a pain about children who are going to that. But on your computer, you can find a great school, you can see the school, see the ratings, do every single thing. In 2 years, this gentleman has onboarded 10,000 schools, 2 million students, 500,000 parents.
Let's just take a short break. This is our last break before the end of the program, and there's so much to be said. I don't want to let him go. But anyway, we'll be right back.
Everywhere across Nigeria, with news coverage driven by the quest for solutions, News Central brings you the stories that matter.
Bringing you major headlines and latest developments from the creeks of the Niger Delta, South Nigeria. I am Austin Azu.
Live from the Federal Capital Territory, I am Joshua Imarayi, bringing you exclusive insights and updates straight from Abuja.
Covering the rich cultural heritage and dynamic events of the North, I am Emmanuel Bagudu.
Covering the ongoing developments and triumphs of the Northeast, I am Umaru Kirawa, live from Borno.
Bringing you stories of growth and resilience from the Southeast. I am Chinwe Ugele.
In the intensity of Nigeria's middle belt, I am Chizoba Anyowe, bringing you stories of diversity and latest happenings from Jos.
With a dedicated team of reporters across the nation, News Central is empowering viewers to shape the future of their communities. Because your story is our mission. Stay informed, stay connected with News Central, with fearless reporting on what matters most.
So welcome back with Dr. Akintoye Akindele. Well, Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of everything, PhD and all of that. The way he has spoken, he spoke like a man who understands how the ordinary man in the street and in the village operates, and how the professor in the classroom or the president in the Oval Office, it's our own Oval, operates too. But anyway, here we are in the final lap of Soni Irabor Live tonight. I have 3 areas to address. You to address, please.
Yeah.
One is GMO.
Okay.
There's so much hue and cry about GMO. We want to know really what that means. Second one is, who are the investors in making businesses survive? Angel investors, there are all kinds of investors. Let me tell us.
So first is a lot of people like to, I'll start with the second question first, investors.
Yeah.
Typically, we have what we call a company life cycle. From an ideation, when an idea comes to your head, I have an idea to do X, Y, Z. You want to test the idea out. You want to sample it. Is it market opportunity? Because not every idea is an opportunity. I'll give you an example. I want to live forever. But how do you make that happen?
It's an idea.
It's an idea. So how do you turn an idea into a concept? How do you turn a concept into a market opportunity? How do you test it out? How do you develop what they call a minimum viable product? How do I know what it looks like? Viable proposition or product, MVP.
Yeah. Okay.
At that stage of that business, you need angel investors. Those that are willing to take the risk and work with you, with your idea. Those that believe in your vision. Those are vision investors, an angel. And the angel investors are of various types. Family and friends. I mean, your daughter will say to you that they have this vision. Well, you have to support it, even if you're saying, but you have to support it. There are structured angel investor firms. There are angel investor networks. There are loads of them, right? They invest in ideation process. Now, when the idea has been market tested and the concept is there, and most important thing in business, they've identified Mr. Customer. Mr. Customer is the most important thing you must learn in entrepreneurship. Mr. Customer exists. We know what he wants. We know how much he will buy it at. We know what he's buying right now. We know why he will switch, and everything about the customer. And I know that, and I've tested a few customers, and they say they will buy. You then want to turn that idea into a company. And so the seed investors help you turn that idea into a company. At that point in time, you need what they call seed capital. The other one is pre-seed. Now you now need seed. It goes into, let me seed this company. That's when venture capital has come into play. Okay, this is work. You have a great back MVP, there's a great market opportunity, we think it can work. Nobody, by the way, nobody knows anything for sure. But they believe you have to, that's the beauty of when I say building countries and governance. We must take a risk. Risk, life itself is risk. You see, when people say to me, and if you want to be a manager and not take a risk, it's also fine. But don't then envy or begrudge those that take a risk and succeed. Don't then look down on them if they fail, because you have not worked their own part. So when you then take a seed money, and that thing then, that business then grows, then say, okay, how do I get a team around it? How do I market it properly? How do I leverage technology? How do I build systems and control? How do I do everything that will make it a company? How do I hire VCs come into it and help you scale? They raise seed money up till Series A. When it comes down doing well, now that stage, you must generate gross profit, which is product times price minus cost times cost of sales, right? If that product is not profitable at gross profit level, and you don't know how it is going to be profitable, get out. But if it's profitable, or it's not profitable, but you know what you need to tweak in your cost of input to make it profitable, That means there's a product to be sold. Then you then deal with staff, operational costs, sales, general admin, all that costs. If you can cover that one, it then means the operations is positive. That's called EBITDA. So first, is product is profitable, operations is profitable. At that point, you have private equity investors coming. That's okay. Let's scale for you, because at that point in time you don't want to grow. Exactly. Because you don't want to outgrow your fixed cost to get to profitability, where you can then have private equity and they come and give you growth capital and get to maturity. So there are various types of investors, and I've just summarized into 3. But in that 3, there are various sub-segments: investment styles, investment thesis, investment stages, a lot of things. But that's the basic 101 of investments. So don't go and, if you're a startup, don't go and meet a private equity house. If you're a good company, don't an angel. You are looking for different things. An angel wants to make money over 20 years. Okay. A private equity investor wants to make money over 5 to 7 years. The time horizons are different. Now, when you then have this business, don't forget that banks there. Banks represent a very, very large pool of capital, whose job is not to take equity risk with you. No. It's to take cash flow risk with you. So Nigerian commercial banks, their job is to take cash flow risk. They will lend to you, you pay them back, because people are giving them money.
Yes, so they're using people's money
to lend.
Yeah.
Now, you know that the funny thing about Nigerians when they cry about non-development, is I'm saying I can't blame governments, because we are part of the problem. Nigerians have one of the highest savings. The Nigerian banks, Nigerians have the deposit. Nigerians rather save than invest. When the Nigerian has money, he's saving. Rightly so, because there's no social infrastructure in the country. There's no social network, a lot of things. So I get it. But it's not putting any money aside to take a risk. Now let me tell you what that means. When you put your money in a bank, a fixed deposit, they pay you 10%, 50% per annum. By the way, it's below inflation rate. That means every time you save, you're losing money. You're poorer. you are poorer by saving.
Wow.
In fact, because which money? Banks don't give you 25% interest deposit now.
No.
And all those that give you, all those people that give you, you see what happens to them. They die. Because how now? So now, the bank are collecting money from you and paying you below inflation rate. That means your money gets poorer every day. You get poorer every day.
Wow.
But, so your accounting is called guaranteed loss, fixed loss. However, if I'm not asking you to, but you have some cash that when you want to use for it, you may not be able to buy it anymore. But if you take a bit of that and put it in a business that you know something about, don't put it, it's not a gamble. Don't just throw it around. If, for example, you now, sir, you know about media, you know it for 50 years. If someone comes to meet you, I have this idea online, okay, interesting. I have some 20,000, take it. Because I can ask questions about that business that will be successful, but most importantly, I can add my expertise to be successful. You may lose that money, or you may make it. So, versus guaranteed. Okay. Savings is guaranteed loss. Investment is possibility of loss. Most countries, people put money towards risk beyond savings, more than just savings. So I'm not advocating for people to say, please save your money, but put some money towards opportunities that you know a bit about, that you can ask questions and can support, and know that it's long term. It's not savings, it's not 3-year money, it's not call money. It's not I give your son money, and that's money in 3 months. No, it may take 15 years. Everybody who has built a successful business, I can tell you for a fact, from zero to what I call being an institution, has taken them not less than 15 years. But in Nigerians, people want to invest and get their money back in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years. And I don't blame them, because the country is getting valued, all that. But if you're looking at your longevity of your horizon,
it won't work.
It won't work. And also, they're looking at being comfortable. Let me, Uncle Soni, you know better than me. The older you get, the more life gets expensive. It doesn't get cheaper. Healthcare becomes more expensive. A lot of things become expensive. So you must plan for your future. Now, taking that concept, whether it is GMO or not GMO, agriculture is a big deal for me and for the country. It is going to become, it is and will continue to be one of the biggest investment theses to invest in.
Agriculture.
Yes. whether it's genetically modified, which we don't have that problem because we have enough land. We're not even planting them enough. So now, and there's technology today that will give you better yield on rice, on cocoa, on everything. So we don't have to get to GMO yet. Yet we have enough land. We have enough farmers. Do you realize that over 40% of the farming in Nigeria is sustenance farming, not commercial farming? People are farming to eat.
Right.
So if imagine if you don't take that farming to production and scale and export, energy, health tech, there's no way health tech will not be success in Nigeria, in Africa. Technology, marrying healthcare. People want a better quality of life. Look at energy. Everybody needs energy to grow. Industries, company, everything is big. Energy, so solar systems, everything is going to be big. Mobility. I mean, how many roads can we build? But are there ways of traveling? Look at our trains. More trains across the continent. More ways of moving around. More things around the water. Flying cars will be regular. The future is here. The future is not yes, but the future is here. So if we do our part as Nigerians, support entrepreneurs who are taking the risk, and when they fail, before you go, when they fail, we don't mock them, we don't laugh at them, we don't insult them because we think they're spending money, they're living a life. Man, focus on your own lifestyle. Don't transport your own demon, not demon. When they fail, in the US, you declare bankruptcy and they let you start over again. In Nigeria, you declare bankruptcy, you go to EFCC, you go to court, they lock you up. So my point to you is very simple. Is there work to be done? Major work globally. Government needs to have better laws to protect entrepreneurs, better bankruptcy laws, better policy laws. Nigerians need to have better belief, better support of government, better belief in our own identity, and stop selling each other short. Stop laughing at people's downfall. Stop celebrating it. Stop embracing it. Stop looking for it. Actually do something to help you grow. And stop when we go out bad-mouthing our country.
Well, on that very, very advisory note, in fact, it's very positive too, because the way you've spoken shows there's a need for us to look inward, to begin to expose ourselves, express ourselves better. I think we have to end this program. I'm feeling so sorry that we have to end it because the time is up. Soni Irabor Live with Dr. Akintoye Akindele, and it's been a very, very vibrant one. I will bring him back. I hope he will have the time to come back because it's almost 2 years to get him to be on this seat. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. God bless you. Soni Irabor Live signing off. Thank you so much and God bless you.